I hope things are going good for you. I am Candice with Happy Catastrophe, and I have had so much fun lately just coloring. And I'm recording a bit of it for it to go into coloring in my cabins because when I do so, I feel like you're here with me. And that's been fun. That's been something I've been needing lately. And so these videos are all coming out. Nothing's coming out in order. It's like, here's a fire hose of videos and then nothing for a few days. And then that's kind of what's happening. But it's because I don't have high-speed internet out here in the woods in my cabin. So they kind of pile up and then I get into town and at work or whatever and I upload them. Also, I have another issue with my teeth. So I have a public service announcement for you. I have fantastic teeth. My whole life I've had great teeth. Every dentist comments about it. And then all of a sudden, mid-year last year, my teeth started just rotting away. That sounds gross, but lots of infections, lots of things happening, abscesses. I've had to have 2 teeth pulled, and I might have to have more. And this is shocking to me. Growing up, my worst nightmare was that my teeth are falling out in my dreams. I have bad nightmares a lot, and one of them is my teeth falling out. So here they are falling out. So I've had quite a bit of anxiety about this, and I've talked to my doctor because my dentist thought maybe it was a medication I was on. She said, no, it's your inability to fight infection because your diabetes is out of control. I'm like, well, it's like looking for some solace and getting a slap on the other side of the face. Like, okay. She's like, and that is because the medication I was on for my diabetes, which works, got paused because I changed insurance companies. My work picked up a new insurance company, dropped the old one, and there's been a big problem between this because now the new insurance company needs all kinds of proof that I actually need this medication. But this is, American health system. The medication I'm on for my diabetes happens to be a popular one for people who just want to lose weight, who don't have diabetes, and insurance companies don't want to pay for that. So they make folks who really need this medication jump through a lot of hoops because of that. So I've not had it for a couple months. So my sugar's pretty high. And now that I know that, I'm working other ways to bring it down. And her theory is that's why I'm having problems with my teeth. I've never heard that before. So if you have diabetes, that's yet another reason to try to get it under control. If, losing feeling in your feet and actually eventually losing your feet isn't motivation enough, you could also lose all the teeth in your mouth. So I'm not saying this for you to feel sorry for me. I don't feel sorry for me. This is just another thing I'm going to deal with. And if I start talking with more of a lisp than I'm already due, that's because they had to pull a couple more teeth. And I'll let you know because I have an emergency appointment tomorrow with the dentist because I'm in a lot of pain. So that's the other reason there's been a little bit of a pause. Also, why you haven't seen my September plans yet, unless you have. Depends on when this video goes out. I do apologize for that video being so late. But I wanted to pop in here on your social media feed today to show you a flip through of this that you've probably seen. Flip through. This is one of Rita Berman's new books, and my thoughts about it. So this is Hidden Seasons, which from what is a compilation, and she even says it is. When you read her introduction, here is a collection of my favorite drawings. So I didn't realize that. I thought this was a new book. So this is probably a collection of pages from her seasonal books. And it's the English version, so it's bigger. I don't think this was original edition, first published in Germany, 2018. Yeah, so this is the English reproduction of that. I kind of wasn't aware of that when I purchased it because she also has another new book out that I absolutely want. It's phenomenal. And I purchased this one thinking, I didn't know that it was called Seasons, but because I have a love, not love relationship with Rita Berman. I love her style. I love her drawing style in every single book. She's highly colorable. She's one of my favorite artists. I absolutely love her. However, I don't care for her seasonal books. I destashed all mine. I found them boring, and that's me. A lot of people love them, but I'm not a fan of just coloring landscapes over and over. I know some of you, that's your favorite colorings, but I actually like something happening. I like scenes, I like animals in there or people or something happening. So I destashed those because I wasn't coloring in them. Well, then I turn around here and buy a compilation of them. So I'm like, am I going to like this or not? So I kind of glanced through it. I have some first impressions. So let's go through it and see if Candice is going to like this or not. That's fun. I do love this page. Rita Berman just has a style that nobody copies, right? I mean, now this here reminds me of her travel books, which I adore. I love those, and I prefer the German versions, the smaller versions. I absolutely love those travel books, and that reminds me of it. So here we are with a little ladybug on the pencil. Walter Foster. Maybe that's the name of the publishing company. Yep, it's the name of the publishing company. So yes, she has spent 365 days watching the cycle of season, is now convinced that each season possesses its very own magic. Here's a collection of her favorite drawings, and she hopes that you will be as enchanted as she is. Gosh, she's just really, really good, isn't she? Now, these aren't single-sided. I was kind of hoping. The book, though, is sewn bound and absolutely wonderful paper. I mean, this is nice. Very thick. I could see it handling anything except, of course, alcohol markers, unless you want to lose the page on the other side. And I saw this and I was like, oh no, it's going to be a lot of flowers and birds. What did I do? Because this is, although this is pretty, I have to be in a real specific mood to color something like this. Like maybe I just want to play with a certain medium because I don't find this that interesting of a page. It's just pretty. I do kind of like this more. Something about it being in a circle and coming out over the circle. Plus I like that kind of flower to color. Yeah, not this. Some of you would have a really good time with that, but I don't. See, this doesn't seem very interesting to me. It's just leaves. But this is adorable. Look at these two little birdies. It looks like they've got plants in the house, too. Or maybe that's plant wallpaper. Oh, here's another birdie. And butterfly. That's pretty. I do like this. This reminds me of, there's a page I did of just a hand holding something, and I did it all monochromatic, and it was in the Asia book, I think. And I love those. I love to take these types of things and do them monochromatic or something different with the coloring. Something maybe I don't normally do. And I think it's cool. It's just enough. It's hard to do monochromatic when there's a lot of details, because then, I don't know, I kind of run out of ideas. But when it's small like this, it's easy to just take like purples or blues or greens and just different shades. I like to do that when I have a new medium and I want to experiment with it, and I'll just take all the greens in that medium and color a page. And that way I kind of get to know the medium better. This one is adorable. Yes, I would do this one in a heartbeat. I would probably paint it. I like to paint Rita Berman's pages, especially now that they're bigger. I'm not as apt to use pencils or pens on them because they're just big. I probably use paint. This is a double page spread, but one thing I noticed in this book is Rita Berman has a few double page spreads in this book, but she made all of them as if they could be also single pages, which I think is brilliant, and it's intentional, and I'll show you later how I know. But right here, look, This is the same ecosystem, but it's not connected. So is this a double page spread? I would say probably I would treat it like one, definitely, because they're the same ecosystems. They have the same cattails and, you know, the same kind of swampy feel, although here is water and here's not, but these birds are looking at them. It feels like a double page spread, but you don't have to be because it's actually not connected. Isn't that neat? I think this is beautiful. These birdies, and this birdie, and look, a beaver or a capybara, or if you live around here, it could be a nutria. If you don't know what a nutria is, look it up. They're actually unloved and unwanted around here. Unfortunately, they did not inherit the cuteness of a capybara, so nobody wants to protect them, and they are destructive. But I think this is wonderful. Yeah, I think this is absolutely wonderful. I love this 100 million times. I'm usually not a small victory type person, but these are big enough that I like it. I like it a lot. And they all kind of go together. I mean, they're all flowers. And look at the strawberries and the you know, see, just the way she draws. It's reminiscent of, it's childlike, but not childish. And it's not even really childlike because a child wouldn't draw that like that. But she's got some fun aspects to her drawing, which are just delightful. She has delightful drawing style. The other artist I feel who draws delightfully is Diane Dufour. I feel like these two really have delightful drawing. This reminds me of something out of like Goblins in the Hollow or something, where you'd have this and then you would have a goblin right there. I like this. I do. I don't like coloring tulips, but I do like the way this is. I just want something to be here. So this is not a no for me. They're little ladybugs. But I want to do something right here. And that's cool. I have lots of stencils. I could paper piece a big picture in here. That might be an idea. Go through my 12 by 12 paper packs and find a sunny or evening view or something, and then just, but I'd have to do it behind every single one of these flowers. I might, because I would just want to paper piece this. Maybe I could color it. Thinking. Do something fun with this page, because it is unusual. It is unusual. And this definitely, I mean, there's nothing crossing, so you could do this as single pages. Absolutely. To me, it feels very double pagey, but I love it that she gives you the choice. I actually like this cute little page. I don't know if I'd ever do it, or maybe just use it as a test page to see what pencils work. If I decide to use pencils, I might use this as the test page for them. This, again, just plants flowers. And by now in the book, I'm kind of sick of flowers because I'm not a flower colorist. But I like the way it's all together and compact. And it has some really neat movement to it. Plus, there's a strawberry. I like it. It's very stylized. And I like it. I feel like I could make those flowers any color I wanted. I could make them black. I probably wouldn't do that. I love this one. It's like a little, like this is a waterfall. Ooh, we could do our waterfall technique that we learned. That was in my Coloring in the Cabin number 8 video. We learned how to do waterfalls. Now that was with alcohol markers, but I think we can transpose that to paint, to colored pencils. It's just, where do you put the colors? And then what do you do with the white highlights? So we can use that here. And I love the wind that feels like it's blowing around. The grape arbor. Yeah, I think this is a beautiful page. Again, it wouldn't be my first one I would color. It's mostly landscape. This one I like better because there's a focal point here and something to look at and something to build a story around. And I love these. I always love always reminds me of like Swampy. And I like Swampy. with plants coming down like this. There's also an opportunity to color some crystals for some reason, just random crystals right there. Could be rocks made to look like crystals. Again, Rita's given you the opportunity to color it that way, but you could also just make it rocks like these. Lots of options. I think this is like maybe part of that waterfall coming down. Maybe this is the other side of the waterfall. Again, just flowers, but there's cherries in it, and it has this really swoopy ring around it, and I like that. I do. I like this one. It's not just flowers in a field. It's actually contained and very composed. Maybe that's what I'm liking about it, is the composition. I think this is adorable. That's a hell of a lot of roses to color, but they're very stylized. They're not realistic. And if I did it with Tim Holtz watercolor pencils, then I can just, that would go really easy. If you'd like me to show you that, I will. I do have a video that I'm working on where I'm showing you how to use the Tim Holtz watercolor pencils in a Kirby book. But I'm always happy to show you how those are used. They make a page go really fast, and they would work well on this paper. I love it that the cat's looking in. I love these shutters. It's just very cool. There's a lot going on here. Kind of unfortunately for Candice, a lot of that's going on is flowers. But I could also make it nighttime with this and black out a lot of those flowers. Bless you guys that like to color flowers. I just find it so repetitive, and I get so bored. I think this one's beautiful. Again, flowers. But I love this butterfly, and it's pretty. I like this one better. I think this one is really fun. I'd like to make it look like it's metal, and then do something fun with the background. I think that's good. That's a lot of fun. Now this, of course, is a double page spread. And this one you'd have to say, yeah, it really is, because look, the flags are going across the page. I love this one. Seems like there's something like this in the Travel to Asia book. I like it. Because of the big size of this book now, though, that makes this very big, a big task to take on. So this would take a while, for sure. Especially not being able to use alcohol markers. It'll take a while. I would use paints of some sort, or a gel crayon, like King Art gel crayons, or Tim Holtz distressed color crayons. But it's adorable. There's a lot to look at. There's a lot to make a story about. I love the lemonade here. It's wonderful. Oi. Okay. I don't know if I love this or hate this. It's like, it's just a wallpaper page, but the items are really big, and they're kind of fun items to color, like old school beach stuff. I don't know. Would you color this? That's a lot. Okay, this is one I love because I feel like it could be either single or double. So on this side, you have the house with the eaves, and I think this is beautiful. I kind of love the perspective here where these flowers are really close, but it looks like the house is further back. I think that's kind of neat. And then nothing actually crosses over, but you have, until down here, but you have the same plant up here. See that? You have the same plant. So you could be, or it could not be. You could just make it into single. And then down here, this little plant down here does cross over the separation. But it's so small that you could make this 2 separate pages and it would be just fine. And I'm actually thinking about doing that because I have different ideas for these. I have different color ideas for that one than I do for this one. I see this in purples and golds and, like Indian colors. And here I see, more like brick and wood and different, almost clashing colors than this. So I think I'm going to do this as 2 separate colors. And I love that you have that choice. Now this one looks pretty much like a double page spread. I guess you could technically, because nothing intensely goes from one page to the other. But this one is really fun. I think I like this. We're finally getting out of flowers, and we've got more leaves and trees and stuff. There's a fun owl right there. He's so fun. And all these plants are very interesting. I love coloring tents. I know I've said that before. I don't know why. I just love coloring them and making them look like they're glowing from the inside because someone's in there. Or making them dark because the person's asleep. Look at the bunny. The bunny's asleep. The mountains are really great. I was trying to figure out what this is. This must be the moon. No, that's the moon. Candice, there is the moon. What is that round thing? I don't know. Maybe it's a tree, but it doesn't have a trunk. I'll make it a tree. I just think this is really neat. Wait a second. Is that someone peeking? I bet it's not, but oh, I'm going to make that someone peeking. You know it. That's going to be peeker. Yeah, I think this is beautiful. The fire with the kettle. Yeah, this is a fun page. This would be one of the first ones I would want to do. I like it a lot. Here's another definite double page spread. I mean, this definitely is. Now this side we have some beautiful lily type and cattails coming up out of the water. I love that. Look at this wonderful grasshopper. Oh, he's so cool. And the frog and the butterfly and dragonfly, butterflies. It's just really beautiful. And the sun's like, whoa, coming out. Oh yeah, it's just beautiful. It's like a sunrise scene. And here we have some wood ducks that I think she did so beautifully. They're so beautifully designed. They are beautiful ducks. And then to see them drawn like that. And I will all day, any day, color a pond. I love ponds. I love the life around a pond, the plants around a pond. I love the life on the pond. Yeah, pond is cool. So that is fantastic. Okay. I kind of like this though because it's vegetables, and I do like to color vegetables. This is more like a garden wallpaper. It's got stuff from your garden once you've harvested the garden. So now we're sort of heading into fall, aren't we? But I like coloring these things, so this one I like more. It would be beautiful colored though. It really would be. I would color this one. Again, one that could be a double page or not, because nothing really, everything, like this could be separate, just a beach scene, and this could be separate, like a beach scene, a water scene. Because this is looking down into a bay, and this is up close on the beach. So looking down into the bay, we have some fun things here. It looks more like, it's not a realistic drawing because there's a fish right here that's giant. And this water, there's water down there, but somehow there's water up here too. And there's a cherry tree, it's in the flowers in the sky. I mean, it's just sort of more of a vignette that she bordered with stuff that would be found down here. And I think it's really neat. I love the lighthouse. It's way off in the distance, but you could definitely, if you made this sort of a nightish type page, and that'd be the moon, you could definitely make rays coming from the lighthouse. That'd be cool. And then if you could make this a double page, but this page is an actual close-up of a beach scene. And it's kind of neat. I love Rita Berman's water, so I'm always a sucker for any of her pages that have water, because the way she draws it is just so magical, just draws you in with all that movement. There is some Now this is where this water's coming down, where I just saw the crab, where a crab and a fish are, but it could just be up here, it could just be wind. So you don't have to, I don't know if I would do these as a double. I think I'd do them separately again. They just feel like separate pages to me. Now they're kind of wallpaper page. There's a bit of this. Yeah, this doesn't interest me. These aren't things I enjoy coloring. What's on the back of? So I could do this one with alcohol marker. I wouldn't want to mess that up. I like that one. This one is adorable, isn't it? The shoes. It's cute. I would say this one's definitely double page. I mean, the birds are going across and the land continues across. So let's start with this side. When I was looking at this earlier, I have no idea what this is. I don't know what it is. I think it could be the tops of trees, but these look like feathers. And these trees actually have branches. I mean, this could be the exterior of this tree, but what's this part holding up? That's the antenna to the house. I don't know what to do with that. It doesn't look like it connects to anything. If you know what this is supposed to be, this part, otherwise I'm going to acrylic over it because I think it's weird. I'm not sure why it's there. But everything else is so neat. And I see her wind is kind of drawn like water. So that's what's interesting. You could make this into an underwater world. You could even put a bubble around it. Now I'm getting weird. And it's fall. Look at all that. And look at the writing and the pencils. I think this is all cute. And the squirrel. European squirrel. It's got the fur. It's got the tuft of fur on its ears. I don't know what a lot of things are, but I think you could just make these into anything. It's just partial wings hanging out in the sky is throwing me off. This one is strange. I couldn't decide whether I liked it or didn't. It's so different. It's very geometric looking. I think I do like it, but I think I'd have to do something crazy to it. I wouldn't want to do this one in realistic plant colors. I think that would be boring, and I think that would be weird because they don't look like realistic plants. I think I want to, like, make alien plants. Neon. Something. It's really cool. I want to add something to it. Maybe I could add little characters. Make these like alien buildings and add little characters. That would be fun because this to me looks like a road. I think it's supposed to be underground. Yeah, I might have to do something different to that one. Okay, this is probably my favorite page in the whole book because every time I look at it, I see another mouse. There's a lot of mice in here. The first one I saw was these two, but then there's one behind them. Oh, but then there's one here, and then there's one here, and then it took me a while to see this one. There's a lot of mice, and they're adorable. Look at the way she draws mice. They're so cute. It's almost like children's book illustration style, and they're adorable, and they'd be so easy to color. I think that's the other thing I love about Rita Berman is it's easy to color her. There's not a lot of unnecessary swoops and swirls. Everything has like space in it to be colored. And if it doesn't, like a line like that, you don't need to color it. But everything that needs to be colored is pretty easy to color. I just think this page is adorable. And see, I can deal with the foliage there because there's animals in it. I like it. I think this is fun. I probably would never color it. But I've seen it colored and it was great. And I think it's a really neat page for people who like to color this sort of thing. I don't know. Maybe if I had a new medium I wanted to try out, but it's really not something I'm not interested in, but I could see it done and I've seen it done and it's beautiful. This is just plants, but it's got some stars and things in there. Yeah. This one's a little more interesting to me. But as I've said before, I'm a bit mushroomed out. There seems to be a lot of mushrooms in a lot of pages right now, and I'm kind of tired of coloring them. Here's another one that's got some space. This is kind of fun if you wanted to get your leaf practice going. I do like to color leaves. However, my favorite technique is alcohol markers. I have some really great color combos and alcohol markers for leaves and for fall leaves, and I love them. And I don't think it'd be as fun in paint, because part of the fun is that it makes it look a little translucent the way I do it. But I think this is neat. If this book were smaller, I'd be more into these pages. Just that's a lot to color. That's a lot of leaves, a lot of repetition. I love these 2 pages. I have a friend who is doing these, and they're gorgeous, experimenting with color. And that's so neat. That's what I want to do. Like a pink pumpkin and a purple pumpkin and a gray pumpkin. And it'd be fun to just make each one of these a practice in color. Monochromatic, you know? And then this one is the same sort of thing, but it's got leaves in it. I like both these pages. In fact, I counted it up. I'm like, could I do a pumpkin a day? And it took me a bit because math is hard. 6 times 3 is 18. So there's 18 of them. By the time I got this book and figured this out, it's like the 20-something of October. So, yeah, that's not going to happen before Halloween, but it would be fun to do one of these a day. They're really cool, I think. I think this was very clever of Rita. The way she can get her need to doodle into an actual item, which is fine. And some of these are Zen doodles, and some of these are just doodles. It's cute. Okay, double page spread of fall. This is beautiful. The movement of this, I mean, you feel the wind blowing. It's absolutely beautiful. I love the way she does birch trees. I assume that's birch trees. Looks kind of like it. And then, just the way she draws landscape is pretty cool. I love this. Can you hear that? That's rain. Sounds like I'm underneath a waterfall. Living in a temperate rainforest, we get this big bursts of hard rain that'll last for 5 minutes to 5 hours. But it does eventually stop. But it soaks everything. Yeah, that's a big rain I'm under right now. It just started. It's been kind of sunny all day. I love this. I like this. I think this is fun. I would make it kind of dark and spooky because I'm Candice. This one is interesting. The lines behind it make me feel like it's the bark of a tree, but it really is just a wallpaper page. But the items are big enough that you can really get in there. And I don't feel like a wallpaper page has to be finished that quickly either. I'll just do one thing on a wallpaper page and then walk away from it for a while. I have a couple whips of wallpaper pages right now, and I just get to them when I just need a little something to do before bed, or I only have a short amount of time or a short amount of brain cells or whatever, and they eventually get done and they look great. They're kind of like sneaky wins. Like one day you're done with it and you didn't even realize that you were finishing it. And then one day you just look at it and you're like, oh, that was the last item to color. I'm done. It's kind of fun. They're like, they sneak up on you and then they get added to your completed pages for that month. That's fun. I think this is beautiful. The tree, though, the tree almost looks like eyes and a mouth. And I can't help but think that Rita meant it that way. And she was sneaking in a bit of sentient sentientism, sentientity. I don't think any of those are words. You know what I mean? She's making the tree human. So I think it's cool, though, because the owl's not worried. So I'm not going to be worried. Unless the tree's about ready to eat the owl. Oh my gosh, you could totally do that with this page. Play that up and give it some teeth like it's going to eat this owl. Oh, that would be terrible. That would be something I would do. Turn the page. Oh, okay, this wallpaper page is fun. And probably only because I love the subject. Berries, love to color them. Acorns, yes. These kind of fall oak leaves, yes. Love all this. Love to color this. Something with pods in it, sure. Something. Look like olives. I don't know what anything is except things that go into my mouth. Look at this, a little wreath. I'm not a wreath person, and I hear that a lot from people. They're like, I'm not a wreath person, but I love this page. I'm not a wreath person, and I don't love this page. Turn it. I was going to say I do, but what came out was I don't, because that's the truth. Oh, my compulsions are sometimes truer than I am. That's why I can't lie. That and I'm a nun. Okay, can we call this a Crystal Mountain? Wasn't there a show in the 80s, Over the Crystal Mountain, Journey to the Crystal Mountain? You know those kids? Oh, I watched all of those and I read the books too. What were they? It was like a sister and brothers journey to the... And they would go on these magical journeys. Oh, I loved that series. Boy, if you could find it, if you've never read those. Although I've recently been rereading some things I've discovered on eBay and stuff that were stories from my childhood, and they don't age well. They're actually, I haven't found any that are very interesting. But this is neat. It looks like snow-capped mountains. Oh yeah, snowflakes. Hello, it's winter. It's got to be a crystal mountain. And glacier, making it into a glacier. I don't know what. And look at these fun trees, fir trees or pine trees. You can do so much with them. They're really fun. I wouldn't do these very realistic. In fact, this would be, let's pull a Maya moment. For those of you that know Colored by Maya. She does pink snow. So let's do pink snow. Let's do something crazy with this. Let's do it. Okay, tell me how many of you went there when I said, let's do it. This is another one that I think could be single because this part here doesn't really go through. The only thing that goes through is the wind up here, or the clouds. So again, your choice. I love this. I think this page is one of my favorites because there's a present. There's just a present out there just waiting for somebody to open it. I'll open it. And there's Christmas lights. There's all sorts of little things to discover in this in color. And I think that's really cool. And the brick wall, which doesn't continue on, or does it? Is this a wall or is this a pathway? She just made it so you could totally make this its own page. I think in this case, I'd like to make it one big epic scene just because it's so beautiful. And I think it would be neat that way because of the snowy hills. And look, a wabbit and some more tea. We like our tea. A little lantern. So I'd be tempted to make this night. I was on this side too because, you know, those are stars. Like a snowy evening. And this little tree. Yeah, I like this one a lot. I like both those pages. I would tackle that this winter. No, I don't. Snowflakes are some of the most boring things to color. That is cool. Look at those cool trees. The way she draws trees makes me want to color them. They're just so fanciful and fun. I so wish I could use alcohol markers though, because look, she's put in a gradient. And yeah, if you use something in the background, almost anything is going to cover that up. So then you lose that. But alcohol marker, you could just alcohol mark over all that. You'd still see it. Oh, I love lanterns. I love lanterns. Lanterns are so much fun because you do the glowing effect and make them glow, make it light in the center, like even yellow, and then have it darken out to the color of the lantern. And then these spines can be anything because they're sort of outside of the lantern itself. But you can do that with all of them, and since they're all shaped differently, it's all different, slightly different ways of making it glow. But you can make them glow different colors, and you can make all these glow if you want to. This would be so much fun. That's a fun page. I love lanterns, like Chinese style lanterns. Nope, still don't like wreaths. I normally don't like wreaths, and I still don't. Oh, no. No cookies. This would be boring for me. Good way to test pencils. I love this. That's really cool. I have quite a few trees that produce pine cones on my property. They usually just end up... my first year living here, I picked them all up. And I think I've got those dried and stored in a box somewhere. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Nothing. After that, they just became things my lawnmower run over because I don't know what to do with them, and there's a lot. But they're beautiful. Have you ever seen those gold-dipped, gilded cones? That's what I was thinking about doing to this, making it like a dipped gold or silver cone. Making something really special about it. I think that's a neat page. And I love this one. Oh, it is really cool. I think Rita did something really cool with composition here, but I don't know what it is. Something that tricks my brain and makes my brain go, ooh. But I don't know how she did that. But there's these birch trees, and then the starry sky, and then the two stags. Actually, those are elk, too, because their antlers are different. Those are elk. The two elk. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. It's so beautiful. Even uncolored, it's beautiful. I'd like to really do this one justice. Yeah, no. Could you imagine coloring that much knitting? Maybe you like knitting. That's a lot, though. Ooh, this is fun. This is really fun. The challenge in this one would be getting all these little tiny lines, because I definitely would want to get out like neon pens, like some of those really bright neon Languo pens, gel pens. I'd really want to do that. And then maybe some sparkly stuff with my Graby or my Languo shiny style. I have those both. I have the Ohuhu too, but their colors are a little off. I love these. This is a fun page. This page would be pretty fast because, you know, neon, glittery and neon gel pens and stuff. And then down here, just pencil work would even be fast on this. You could do the whole thing in markers, which is probably what I'll do. I'll use acrylic markers down here and then be really fast. And you have 2 pages done. Isn't that cool? Neat, neat, neat double page spread. Really neat. Another double page spread. She's got a lot in here. Again, oh, the sleigh with presents on it. Why? There's never any people in here, though. It's landscapes and things. Oh, except when there's not. Oh, the book slaps me again. This always happens. Every time I say, there's never any. Oh, yeah, there are. There's people right there. I hope you're enjoying the circus that is my life. This is really cool. And again, more crystal. Just random crystal. I don't know. Have I even ever colored anybody's ice skating? Maybe. I like it. I like it a lot. I think that's fun. And we do know now that Rita Berman sometimes has people in her pages. Okay, so you have your paper test, which I just think is really neat drawings right here. And I always love this one. I don't know what to do with it, but I think it's neat that she has it. And then a little blurb about her, born in Moldova, and now she's in Germany. That's not how you say that, Moldova. Sorry, Moldovians, I added the E in there. So my thoughts. It's not my favorite Rita Berman book, obviously, because of the content. It's not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just I'm not I just landscape I can do once in a while, but not a whole book full. And there's quite a few pages in here I wouldn't color. But I would say, I love the 70% rule that someone, is it Christina's Art Corner, said if you like 70%, you'll keep the book. I like that rule. I think it's a really good rule, and I do like 70%. Plus, it's Rita Berman, and there are some pages in here that I'm dying to color, so I would keep that. When I destashed all her seasonal books, I didn't feel like I needed 3 or 4 books of this stuff. And so I gave those away, even though there were pages in there I liked. And I feel like some of those pages are in here, and there are some pages in here that I love. It wouldn't be in my top 10 books, though. That's for sure. But only because of the content, because I think the new one she has out, I've seen flip-throughs, and that might go up high, at least in my top 20. Because it is cute and fun, and it's totally up my alley. So, yeah. I am glad I have it, though. I love that I always kind of felt like, should I have destashed those seasonal books? Well, now I've got a compilation of them, so I feel fine. And there are some great pages in here. And I am a seasonal colorist. Oh, I do love those wood ducks. Yeah, there's quite a few in here that I love. And then there's some that I'd be like, absolutely not. But that's kind of what my mid-range books are. What I would say my top 20 are like books that every single page in it I would color. So that's kind of how I gauge my favorites. But I've never done a favorites video because it makes me anxious. It's like choosing my favorite child out of all my children. I just can't decide. And when I tried, I really did. I tried to find it made me anxious because maybe I can make my top 11 or top 10 with 5 note, or top 20, or maybe my top 20. I mean, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I love them all, especially the ones that have been given to me as gifts. Those are always my favorites. So I just chose to not jump into that craze because I can't do it. It makes me upset that I picked you, but I didn't pick you. And now I feel bad for you. Yeah, that's weird too, isn't it? Okay. All right. I'm going to end this weirdness here, and I will see you in the next video. You have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.